know I'm not the easiest to love. I thought I would at least be worth a shot. Instead you gave up on me 2 months in, 'cause my flies were too hard to deal with. Did you even love me in the first place? In the first place? If you did, we wouldn't be in this place. In this place, I wouldn't be here trying to say I'm sorry for parts of me. Did you even love me in the first place? In the first place? In the first place? I know I jump into things too fast. I thought I could trust you right off the bat. Instead you turned my vulnerability against me and tore apart the heart from my sleeve. Did you even love me in the first place? In the first place? If you did, we wouldn't be in this place. In this place, I wouldn't be here trying to say I'm sorry for parts of me. Did you even love me in the first place? In the first place? In the first place? In the first place? Did you even love me in the first place? In the first place?
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you are all doing well. Welcome to Myles Dyer Live, where every week we hang out to talk about all sorts. But I can't believe I'm saying this already. It is the last Wednesday of January 2025. Can you believe it? A month is almost over. But I know people generally are happy about that with January. January is such a long month. We have like Blue Monday, which is the 4th Monday of the month, or the 3rd, where everyone feels pretty low energy because it's colder, it's darker outside, depending obviously where you are in the world. Christmas came, which meant a lot of people are haven't got much money left to spend. It all compounds, and it can feel pretty difficult. So yeah, and February is a pretty, well, you go from January, which is a long month, to February, which is of course such a short month. It's going to be my birthday as well. I can't believe that's only a couple of weeks away. But yeah, I hope you are all doing well. I want to say a massive hello to everyone in the chat. We've got Callie Time Cat, we've got Kira Cat Lady, we've got Chaos, and we've got Herc UK, and a few others dropping in. Hello to all of you. Do hit the like button. And just a reminder that because it is the last Wednesday of the month means there is no agenda other than it is just Q&A, where we just kick back. You can basically take control of the show. You can ask me anything you want. And by doing it, just make sure that you put a Q at the beginning of your question, because sometimes you're asking a question in the chat that you don't want to have read out. So if you do that, I can click save next to your question, and then we can just talk about it. And it might be a silly, simple yes or no question, or question that requires a yes or no answer. Is that a yes or no question? Is that a thing? Or it might be something a bit deeper. And oftentimes with these Q&As, you might throw something my way, which ends up being something that we decide to talk about at scale on a future live stream as something in its entirety, which would be really, really cool. Hey, Amnesia Pete. Hope you are doing well, dude. Good to have you here. But yeah, how's everyone's January been? How's everyone's January been? Callie Timecat with the first question. I love this one. Who says, who will be your first guest on the show for 2025? Well, it was meant to be 2 weeks ago, but they had to cancel because they were unwell, which was my good buddy Eric, who works at Impact Reality. We were supposed to have him on and chat, but health and well-being always comes first. He wasn't feeling particularly great, so I thought take a break. But we've got I've got a few guests planned. I need to start getting stuff actually nailed in the diary. But to be honest, we were talking about in the chat about Januaries and feeling low. It's been definitely a cloudy month for me mentally. A big part of it is like doing accounts. I work as a freelancer, and it's the first time I've ever had an accountant, which, to be honest, I'm very grateful for, because as I was getting everything over the line, they've definitely helped me with a lot of headspace. And I sort of was in this like post-Christmas period where I wanted to get all my finances done, and I had so much work going on that I would, always tend to work late anyway, and I'd get to a certain hour, like 8-9 p.m, and I'd be like, I'm going to finish now just so I can start working on my accounts. But by that point I was exhausted anyway, so I never got to get it done. And so every day it was kind of like not getting to fully get on top of everything I wanted to at work, but not getting on top of everything in my personal life. But now that I've got that out of the way, I'm sort of able to get full swing back into my work again, which has been very, very cool. Karina, good to see you here. How you doing? Love the wave. But yeah, that's a good first question. So I've kind of given it a non-answer, but I've got some pretty cool people that want to come on, and we're definitely going to have to make it happen. So yeah. Next question, and just a reminder, anyone that's tuned in, this is Q&A, this is super chill. So just throw in the chat any questions you have for me. Let me turn down that background music. Popsicle says, finally, didn't miss a live stream. Good for you. Oh, that was the quietest clap. There we go. I like that sometimes it comes really quiet in the background. Good to have you here. Yeah, I could be a politician, right? Just all about skirting around the questions and answering the question that you want to do. To be honest, it wasn't a difficult question, and it's only because I don't want to announce guests that I do have planned, in case I don't want them to feel pressure, like if they have to cancel last minute. Like, having people on's amazing, but at the end of the day, I know a lot of them have busy schedules, so if we need to reschedule, that's totally fine. So that's the only reason. Happy to talk about Eric, because he was going to come on, and he will come on at some point. So he quite possibly could be the next guest on. He was actually just in the UK last week, which was nice. Hung out with him, caught up, was really, really good. But yeah. This is chill, though. This is chill. Right, let's have a look at some of the other questions. What else we got here? Kira Cat Lady asks, what is a cosplay you would like to do? That's a really great question. Has anyone here done cosplay? And does cosplay require you to make your own? Okay, so you can. So at first glance, cosplay is simply an adult version of dress up. However, it is really so much more. Cosplayers usually create their own costumes by hand, which requires the individual to learn skills such as sewing, prop creation, painting, and patience, which is very, very true. So, yeah, I mean, I've loved dressing up, but I've never done cosplay, and I have some friends that do it, and there are some incredibly talented people out there. So, yeah. Dino, good to see you here. Prentice, hello, welcome. yeah, you can buy a cosplay. And I definitely think it's nicer if you can make it yourselves. But the stuff that I see people do, absolutely mind-blowing. And you're like, Myles, you're not going to answer the question again. No, I definitely could. I think I would cosplay as a Resident Evil character. Some people said I look like, is it Carlos in Resident Evil 3 Remake? It was just in the front cover. Let me dig this out. Yeah. Oh man, that's a terrible tiny image. I want the... Yeah, people said Carlos here. That you can see. People thought I could cosplay as this guy. Which I thought was interesting. I mean, yeah, he definitely has how my hair used to be, that's for sure. Let's have a look here. I was trying to get a more close up. Oh, let's move me out of the way. Yeah. So Carlos. I mean, it'd be fun to do one of the Final Fantasy characters. But yeah, I think Carlos. I mean, he's not like a very well-known character in the series. Yeah, I'm trying to think who else. I mean, the people that can do their hair like Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. I'm jealous of people that can do their hair like this. Let's have a look at some cosplay. Let's look at some cosplay here. No way. Oh, that's the wig. This cosplay stuff. This is awesome. All this stuff is amazing. Look at that hair. You got to get the wig. But with the Buster Sword, which I have actually held, the official Buster Sword, and it is jokes. I'd need to work out again, though, before I try and wear that. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. You would cosplay as Mr. Blobby. I mean, Mr. Blobby would be a pretty... Let's actually see. Oh my goodness. Check this stuff out. This is the cosplay. I mean, that is the real deal, right? That's the real deal. But then you see stuff like this. I don't actually know if it's more terrifying or less terrifying. Mr. Blobby. Good character, good character. Good part of British culture. Let's have a look. Just going through your questions. Just a reminder, people who've just joined, we normally chat for a bit while I wait for the questions to come in, but for this I thought let's just hit the ground running. Oh my goodness, that is the most horrific one. Look at this one. Oh, I'm trying to click on the... Oh my goodness, these are things of nightmares. These are like the worst Mr. Blobby cosplays. Let's have a look here. That's just funny. Yeah, that one we've seen already. Yeah, that is the thing of nightmares. That is the thing of nightmares. And for those that don't know who Mr. Blobby is, just Google it. Had a demonic voice. Okay, this is scary, man. That is genuinely horrific. Yeah. These are all really, really scary. I like we're going through this with all this chilled music. It is definitely nightmare fuel. Watch out, Slender Man. Mr. Blobby's in town. Yeah, this is the sort of stuff you'd see on Slender Man stuff. Okay, that's not cosplay. That's like the real deal. I think the winner for the scariest has to go to... I mean, that was pretty bad. I think that might be... That is absolutely horrific. And that as well. Yeah. I mean, that'd be fun to... that'd be fun. That would certainly be fun to cosplay as. But I'm not sure I'd do it. Has anyone here done cosplay? Have any of you done cosplay before? Wild. Absolutely wild. Good question, though. Good question, though. Next up. Nashi asks, cake versus pie. I mean... But when you're talking about pie, you're talking about pie as in a dessert, right? You're not talking... Because, like, in the UK, pies tend to be, like, shepherd's pie, you know, steak and ale pie. Like, those pies are banging, man. They're absolutely banging. But if we're talking about, like, dessert pie, I don't really... I mean, apple pie is nice, I suppose. Apple pie. Lemon meringue pie is nice. But cake with a cup of tea is really great. A dessert and a cup of tea, I find always goes hand in hand. So yeah, I always think that's exceptional. I think it's really, really good. I mean, what is everyone's favourite cake? Like, because you get cheesecake. Cheesecake's really good. The first time I ever had it was at the Cheesecake Factory, like 20 years ago in Seattle. And I was like, wow, this is the real deal. This is the real deal. Okay, cherry pie. I've actually never had cherry pie. Never had cherry pie. Prentice says, I need to go abandoned theme park hiking in Blobbyland one of these days. It looks like Hobbiton mixed with a shooting gallery. I forgot. I think we spoke about this before on the show. I know we've gone back to Blobbyland. I'm having a look. So it is abandoned. This would be great for a movie if you had that character there. I'm looking at it now. It's just like people have like vandalized it. No, Edmund, stop pretending Deal or No Deal is more than it is. That's hilarious. That's a commercial. So there are more photos on this article of adverts than of actually what you're looking at. So it's in it's not far from Dorset. It was open for 3 years until 1997. The site was demolished 7 years ago. However, videos and images of the derelict site have resurfaced, showing the creepy remains of a once gaudy theme park. That is quite something. Black Forest Gâteau. I've actually been to the Black Forest in Germany. I've never had it though. I've never had it. Costco's chocolate fudge cake. Do you have Costco in America? Is it an American company? I have had that. It is amazing. Oh, look at all these recommendations. Morrison's meringue cherry pie. That sounds good. I like Swedish princess cake with marzipan on top. Marzipan, yeah, marzipan, like licorice. I just think it's an acquired taste. Is marzipan made from almonds? Have I got that right? Have I just made that up? The apparently controversial Polish cheesecake. Now that is cheesecake. I'm having a look at this up. Polish cheesecake. Here we go. Welcome for everyday healthy recipes. So this is it. So it's used Twaróg cheese, also called Bialysa. I've probably completely messed up that pronunciation, so apologies, Karina. Or curd cheese and an easy crust from scratch. It's a little denser than classic baked cheesecake made with cream cheese, though still creamy, delicious, and easy to make. There we go. I'm just enjoying looking through this, people. Look at this. Look at it all come together. Raisins. egg whites. And there you go, 55 minutes. Switch the oven off, but do not remove the cheesecake or open the oven door for 1 hour. So 55 minutes, and then you switch the oven off and leave it in for another hour. After an hour, leave the cheesecake in the oven with the door open for additional 15 minutes. Wow. There we go. There we go, people. I'm going to have to try that sometime. I'll definitely have to try that sometime. I love that people are talking about End of the World. We will get to that because I did get asked a question about it. But I love that this is it. We're talking about cheesecake, Mr. Blobby. I hope they set Happy Funland 2 in Blobbyland. Oh my goodness, that would be quite something. Can you bake in an air fryer? That's probably a really stupid question, but I'm genuinely interested. Can you actually bake in an air fryer? Air fryers are amazing. Oh, so good. One of my favourite things to do in the air fryer, I don't have it often, although I probably have it more often than I used to, is you get a fillet of salmon and you cut it into cubes. And then I have a bit of chili oil and then I marinate it in peri-peri seasoning. And then you put it in the air fryer for like 10 minutes at 180. And then you turn it around. Maybe add a bit more peri-peri on the side that's been under. And then put it for like another 5 to 7 minutes. And then it's extra crispy. Have that with mashed potato, with a bit of lemon juice in there, and then some like veggies, carrots, broccoli, you name it, and it's a real comfort food, I find. So that's good. That is good. Prentice says, "I love cheesecake, but it is as much cake as red pandas are real pandas." Wow. Say what you really think. Air fryers are just small convection ovens with an overpowered fan. So that means you can bake in it. But the reason I asked was because I assume the whole point of baking is you give it time to rise. So I assume that using an air fryer, it's going to thwart that process. But oh my goodness, I've been sent footage from Blobbyland. Do I want to have a look at this? I love that this comes back. I can't open it. Let me just go on to the chat because I can't load it on this. Let's have a look here. Oh, and I'm not going to be able to show sound. By the way, people, any questions if you just joined, and do hit the like button. Thank you very, very much. Here we go. Oh my god, even the beginning looks like something from a horror movie. The way this starts like this is like a horror movie. Can you imagine? So can you actually just go to it? Or is it actually fenced off and people are breaking in? I think this is a thing of nightmares. They say this video file was recovered from a mobile phone, a cell phone found on the site. If that didn't sound like a horror movie, I don't know what does. This is absolutely freaky. Exactly. Thank you. It is. Proper Blair Witch stuff. Oh no, it's got that. The Noel Edmonds Stop Pretending Deal or No Deal. Is he there on his own? Yeah, look, I'd not... Nah. No, thank you. No, thank you. Can you imagine someone dressing up as that scary Mr. Blobby? As that one? Can you imagine seeing that? Seeing that in the corner? I know you've not got sound. You say fast forward to the end. Oh my... Okay, that's amazing. I wish he had the sound, guys. That is amazing. That is amazing. That is incredible. Oh my goodness. That's so good. I love it. Top comment, I punched Mr. Blobby in the gut when I was a kid. My life went downhill after that. Respect, man. That's a lot scarier than some of the shit they pump out nowadays. My heart is going like mad. Much love. Yeah, that's amazing. Well, nightmares found. Yeah, nightmares found. Mr. Blobby VR. This is the thing, though, is I can imagine them releasing it, and then I would have to explain on Without Parole to Brian what Mr. Blobby is. And, you know, he'd just be rolling his eyes going, yeah, Mr. Blobby, I think you're making this up, Myles. I don't think this is real. Yeah, watch with the sound later. It's very, very cool. Cool. Let's go to some more questions. Keep sending them, people. Keep sending me some questions. It's good. Right, this is the one. The Doomsday Clock moved forward by 1 second to 89 seconds to midnight. What's going in the Doomsday prepping backpack? Well, I kind of feel like the only way you're going to get out of any Doomsday scenario is through collaboration. And I think that when people think of end of the world, it's kind of like, how are you going to pack up and flee from civilization? And I don't think that's going to be an option. I spoke to my brother ages ago about, like, you know, if there's a zombie apocalypse, what would your plan be? And he has a really interesting plan. He knows exactly where he'd go to. He knows what resources are there that he could access. And then he knows where he would head next. But yeah, the Doomsday Clock's an interesting one, right? So for those that don't know what the Doomsday Clock is, let me load it up here. Here we go. So, here we go. This is exactly what you mentioned. It is now 89 seconds to midnight. So, it's the authoritative guide to ensuring science and technology make life on Earth better, not worse. Let's just have a look here. So, FAQ, right? Oh, I was going to ask what the recent changes are. Is it that they literally just go 1 second? Okay, so 2024, it didn't actually move. Okay, so here we go, right? Everyone's still talking about Mr. Blobby. I love this. So good. So good. All right. So let's have a look here. Oh, it's not letting me look over. All right. So, looking over here. It says the bulletin has reset the minute hand on the Doomsday Clock 26 times since its debut in 1947. Most recently in 2025, when we moved it from 90 seconds to midnight to 89 seconds to midnight. Every time it is reset, we're flooded with questions about the internationally recognized symbol. Here are answers to some of the questions. So, right, Jubesy, I've just seen your question. I've just saved it. I'm just letting you know I've saved it, so I will get back to it. So what is the Doomsday Clock? The Doomsday Clock is a design that warns the public about how close we are to destroying our world with dangerous technologies of our own making. It is a metaphor, a reminder of the perils we must address if we are to survive on the planet. This is cheery. When the Doomsday Clock was created in 1947, the greatest danger to humanity came from nuclear weapons, in particular from the prospect that the United States and the Soviet Union were headed for a nuclear arms race. The bulletin considered possible catastrophic disruptions from climate change in its hand-setting deliberations for the first time in 2007. So who created the Doomsday Clock? Co-editor Hyman Goldsmith asked artist Martel Langsdorff to come up with a design for the cover of the June 1947 edition of the Bulletin, the first issue published as a magazine rather than a newsletter. Martel, as she was known professionally, was married to physicist Alexander Langsdorff, who worked on the Manhattan Project while at University of Chicago. At first, the artist considered using the symbol for uranium, but as she listened to the scientists who had worked on the bomb As they passionately debated the consequences of the new technology and their responsibility to inform the public, she felt their sense of urgency. So she sketched a clock to suggest that we didn't have much time left to get atomic weapons under control. So who decides what time it is? Who decides what time it is? Let's have a look here. Do you know this music is called Midnight Confession? I like this. Very, very timely for what we're talking about. So in the early days, Bulletin editor Eugene Rabinowitz decided whether the hand should be moved. A scientist himself, fluent in Russian, and a leader in the international disarmament movement, he was in constant conversation with scientists and experts within the outside governments in many parts of the world. Based on these discussions, he decided where the clock hand should be set and explained his thinking in the Bulletin's pages. When Rabinowitz died in 1973, the Bulletin's board handled the responsibility. In 2008, the Science and Security Board was formally separated from the governing board and entrusted with this responsibility. Since that, the Science and Security Board has met twice a year to discuss world events and reset the clock as necessary. The board is made up of scientists and other experts with deep knowledge of nuclear technology and climate science, who often provide expert advice to governments and international agencies. They consult widely with their colleagues across a wide range of disciplines and also seek the views of the Bulletin's board of sponsors, which includes 9 Nobel laureates. So when were the hands furthest from midnight? In 1991, with the end of the Cold War, the United States and Soviet Union signed the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, the first treaty to provide a deep cuts of two countries' strategic nuclear weapons arsenal, prompting the Bulletin to set the clock hand to 17 minutes to midnight. 17 minutes. So when we were in 2015, it was 3 minutes, and now we're at 89 seconds. That's pretty wild. And with all that, I've forgotten what the question was. Oh yeah, no, it was about what we're doing, what we're prepping. Well, I kid you not, I did see someone I followed had a book on like survival techniques, and what I mean by that, it's like if you were out in the wild, how do you create things with your surroundings? Like how do you create tools? How do you start fire? Who's good at being self-sustaining? I'm trying to think what it is. I think it might be this book, although this is a box set or something. Bushcraft. Advanced Bushcraft, the Bushcraft Field Guide to Trapping, Gathering and Cooking in the Wild. See, I think this would be absolutely fascinating to read. So it comes with Advanced Bushcraft, an expert field guide to the art of wilderness survival. We've got Bushcraft 101, a field guide to the arts. We got... Is this the same thing, but just... No, it is different ones. Trapping, Gathering and Cooking. Oh, and First Aid. See, that's a good one. First Aid in the Wild. What are the reviews? I mean, it's had a lot of reviews. Let me just move out of the way. They say here... given to a Royal Marine by request, seen as a definitive, easy read, useful guide to turning hostile terrain into suburban luxury. Certainly seems to thrive on it and looks none the worse for living off the land in fact, far better than myself. Interesting but lack of visual aids. Totally brilliant. Good collection. What every homeless person should read. Easy to understand and follow. I don't know. I feel like we could do an episode on this. Like, how good would you lot be at surviving? Could you do it? I'm just having a read through. Oh, a massive thank you to Mojo. Why is it not playing it? Let me do it again. Applause. Mojo, 10? My goodness, thank Mojo. You are incredible. Almost every week. I think every week now. You are far, far too kind. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing good. So, congrats to Jonathan, Joseph. We got Fortune Edge. We got Random Toxie, the derailed hype train cat. Beard of Power. Agent Shieldbot. King Rolo, the cartoon cat. Shapeshifter, the anomaly game cat. Hello. Test rate review. Hello, hello. We got Acre Fresh. Thank you, everyone. Oh, by the way, have we got an answer to this? If you can bake in an air fryer. I don't know if we ever got that. Martha Stewart's Guide to Cooking Human Flesh. That would be wild. Oh, my goodness. Let's have a look here. No, thank you. Very, very kind, Mojo. Very, very kind. And let's have a look here. I was just seeing what everyone else was saying in terms of their survival stuff. Mojo says, me and my family have now joined the air fryer mob. I like we're talking about survival skills, and the conversation in the chat is all about air fryers. As long as I got my... Although air fryers, if you got a power supply, it'd work. It would work. Right. Chaos says, what's your take on the NVIDIA versus DeepSeek situation? I don't have a take. I haven't looked too much into it. For those that don't know, DeepSeek is a new Chinese AI that I think is able to do a lot of what ChatGPT and other language models can do. But it can do it with like much greater efficiency, like compute efficiency. So it's cheaper and more effective. Competition is healthy, but like I like the irony that like we worry about AI taking our jobs. AI is taking other AI jobs now. But yeah, about the NVIDIA stuff, I would have to look into it. Honestly, I haven't really delved and understood a lot of the story. So I just know that it caused a massive shockwave in the markets. Didn't NVIDIA like lose whatever? Like, didn't it lose like hundreds of billions of dollars off its value, which was like same as the economy of Mexico? I think I heard something like that. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Mojo says, I think I'd survive for a few days, then maybe start to struggle after that. I don't know. I think I'd struggle after like a couple of days. I mean, just hunting, like chasing a rabbit, if that's what you can eat, or a bird. Callie says, we can all quiz Myles on our birthdays. A lot to remember with the whole chat. Sorry for giving away yours. But at least it's gone up the chat. So, yeah, maybe I didn't see it. So, I don't know what we're talking about. But whoever's birthday it is, I'm probably going to find out in a minute. Happy birthday. Right, let me just save a few more of these questions. One of the benefits to air fryers is the greatly reduced risk of waking up to a fiery kitchen when falling asleep in the living room after a night's drinking. That is very true. Yeah, I knew someone once who put a pizza on and fell asleep and woke up to a very smoky sensation. So Agramonia says DeepSeek probably abused the APIs from the other AIs to learn from it. Well, isn't DeepSeek open source as well? I've heard that you can like download the code and like run it on, off the system that it has. And the thing is, like, there's this whole question about, does AI just steal from creatives? Because what it's doing is it's a language model that is learning from existing content. And this is not me to make a value judgment. I'm just like saying how it is. But that's how humans function. Anything we come up with is an amalgamation of everything we've ever known. So we take things from our environment and then we reinterpret it into a certain way. And using ingenuity, we come up with new things. You could argue that AI is more limited, like it is only regurgitating it. It never comes up with anything new. But I assume you could just say that if you keep asking it to randomize, like the monkeys with the, enough typewriters create the works of Shakespeare. But my point is that it's happening so quickly now that I think that discussion point is mute, whether we like it or not. I think art should be protected, but I think that ship has kind of sailed. So the idea that it's abusing the APIs of other AIs, this is all going to be so fast paced. I think what AI is going to be doing in the next 5 years. I mean, our economies and even like the value of humans in the labour market, I think is going to change drastically in the next 5 years. And it's kind of scary that we're seeing governments run by people that, well, funnily enough, now being run by people, I suppose, that understand it, because it's all the tech oligarchs that are on the front row ahead of the cabinet in Trump's inauguration, which is pretty wild. OpenAI is investigating it. It'll be interesting to see what they say. Chris says, my survival skills could keep me alive for a few days, maybe longer, but I'm way too used to my creature comforts. Oh. I remember leaving behind a letter to my sister, scolding her for leaving a pizza in the oven, not because of the safety risk, but because there were onions on it, thus depriving me of a nifty snack. Right, let's have a look at some other questions. Jubesy asks, Myles, I have one more day in the UK tomorrow and I'm going on a day trip. Would you go to Oxford or Bath? Bath. Oh, that's a good question. I think the way that we're going to have to do this is we're going to have to do a poll. Surely we're going to have to do a poll and find out. Let's have a look. I think this is only fair. Where should Jubesy go on his last day in UK? Oxford or Bath or Bath? There we go. Right, let's go. Vote. I mean, I don't want to prejudice the vote, but my inkling would be to say Bath. But do you know who I'd be curious to ask? I'm going to ask ChatGPT. I have someone here who is visiting. Do you know, why am I doing this? Let's do it on the vocal stuff. Let's have a look. If it even connects. Hey ChatGPT, I've got Jubesy here in the chat on this live show, saying it's his last day in the UK and he's asking where he should take a day trip to, Bath or Oxford. Could you give us a list of like top places to go in both, and then make a final verdict on where he should go?
Hey Myles and hey Jubsy, that's a great choice to have for a final UK day trip. Both Bath and Oxford are fantastic, but they offer very different vibes. Let's break them down. Have Bath, Roman history and stunning architecture. One Roman Baths, the main attraction. A fascinating insight into ancient Roman life. 2, Bath Abbey, a beautiful Gothic cathedral with breathtaking stained glass windows. 3, Pulteney Bridge, one of the most photogenic spots with shops built into the bridge. 4, the Royal Crescent, iconic Georgian architecture, perfect for a scenic stroll. 5, Thermae Bath Spa. If he wants to relax, he can soak in the only natural thermal spa in Britain. 6. The Jane Austen Center, a must for literary fans. 7. Sally Lunn's Historic Eating House, famous for its giant fluffy buns. Oxford, academic prestige and hidden gems. 1. Radcliffe Camera, the iconic domed library in the heart of Oxford. 2. Bodleian Library, a must-see for book lovers and Harry Potter fans. 3. Christchurch College, stunning architecture, plus the inspiration for Hogwarts' Great Hall. 4. Ashmolean Museum, one of the best museums in the UK, packed with art and artifacts. 5. Punting on the River Thames or Cherwell, a classic Oxford activity. 6. Covered Market, great for unique food and shopping. 7. The Eagle and Child Pub, famous for being the meeting spot of Tolkien and C.S. Lewis. Final verdict. If Jubsy wants history, relaxation, and a picturesque setting, Bath is the best choice. It's compact, stunning, and offers a mix of Roman history and Georgian beauty. If he's more into academia, exploring grand libraries, and a buzzing student town, Oxford is the way to go. If it's his last day and he wants something visually unforgettable, I'd say Bath wins. The Roman baths, the Abbey, and the Royal Crescent offer a one-of-a-kind farewell to the UK. Jubsy, what's the vibe you're after?
Well, Jubsy, I think everyone in the chat except Chris, who was a contrarian, went with Oxford. And respect, someone's got to represent. Oxford. Let's have a look here. Let's end this. Oh my goodness. This is the result. This is a good way. This is democracy. This is how we decide. There we go. 86% say go to Bath. Bath it is. So go to Bath. If you have a bad time, I didn't tell you Bath. It was all these people and ChatGPT. There we go. Yep, decision made. Thanks, everybody. AI bot really went on that. I know, it was like 10 things. And do you know what? I'll post the answer on our Discord afterwards. So yeah, if you haven't already, people, join our Discord. I will post it there afterwards, the list. Because there was a good list there. 7 of each. There we go. It's done it in a very nice way. But yeah, I mean, I could just put it on screen quickly. Look at that. There you go, look at that. Quickly, if you're on your phone, quickly take a screenshot. But yeah, there we go. That's nice. We got there. Right, let's have a look here. Next up, Karina asks, have you finally watched Lost in Translation? Do you know what? I've only watched one film this year, and it was Sonic the Hedgehog 3, when I had a moment to go to the theatre. And I've been so sad I've not watched any other films. There's so many I want to catch up on. So I'm hoping to make some time for myself from February onwards to start watching movies and chilling a bit as well. But I have actually been catching up on some VR gaming, which has been nice. So that's been a nice change. So no, I haven't played it. And here we go. When is my birthday? When is my birthday? Now, I know it's in February. It's not just because people have said, because I remember us having a conversation about it. Didn't you say it was like, I think it was like 2 days before mine? Is it the 15th? I think it was like the 15th. Yeah, 15th, or was it 13th? I feel like we're not on the same day. I think it was close. It was close. Let me know. Was it 15th? 4 times now that conversation about birthdays. I'm so terrible with birthdays. Do you know why? It's because, like, growing up, post MySpace era, everyone was on Facebook, and Facebook just told you when people's birthdays were, so then you never had to know. And now who uses Facebook? So I never know. 16th. All right. Well, one away. It's fine. I'd rather know it the day before than the day after. But yeah, that's cool. We also do have a quick voice chat meeting after, right? We do. I have I will stick around for like 10 minutes in voice chat afterwards just because it is a part of the jam, but I actually do have like a really important work thing to get done, which I need to get done by 11 p.m. So yeah, so we'll wrap this up in a minute and we'll all head over to the Discord. I still use Facebook. In fact, there's still a few birthday messages I need to respond to. Oh my goodness. I get it because when I post stuff on my Instagram story, it gets posted on my Facebook story. And then I find there are people that have like responded to them like weeks and that before. Dude, Late Night with the Devil. I've been meaning to see. Work is important, but this community is awesome as well. And it'd be good for us. I mean, everyone should jump in anyway in the voice chat, but I'll definitely head on over there for like 10 minutes or so. Before bouncing off. So yeah. Right, let's have a look here. What else we got? Here we go. Nashi asks, and guys, let's do a quick fire round. Put a Q at the beginning of your question. Just put some questions in the chat and I'll rattle through them. If you could go to a remote part of the world with everything you need for an easy, chill life, where would you go? I don't want to go to a remote part. I like to be connected to civilization. But you say with everything you need for a chill life. I don't know. The idea of like being in the woods or just out in the middle of nowhere terrifies me. It scares me. But I have been to, my parents have got some friends who live in France, but like in the countryside. They live in a small, like a tiny village of like maybe 7 houses. And I think they own a few of them. They rent them out. So a really old school village. And the nearest shop is, I think, like a 20-30 minute drive away, which kind of shows you how remote it is, which is pretty impressive. So I do like going there. I couldn't live out there, though. Couldn't live out there. I don't know if anyone else could do that. Massive respect if you could. I couldn't. Mojo says, who is your vote for Prime Minister outside of any politicians? I mean, this is going to be a bit of a dodge because I'm thinking across the ocean in America. But Jon Stewart, who does The Daily Show, who, by the way, if you haven't seen already, Jon Stewart's Daily Show on Monday on YouTube was amazing. It was a complete damnation on the Democratic Party and how they're so obsessed with, you know, being polite and, you know, it's all about etiquette. When Trump shows you, well, no, it's about wielding power. A lot of what the things that Trump has done, he's done because it's what the presidency allows you to do. But I'm not going to get into all that now, just because we're wrapping up. But also, Jon Stewart puts it better than I could. Let me get the link for it. Here it is. It's amazing. I love it. He does the Daily Show on a Monday. Just one day. Just one day. Right, just having a quick look. Just having a quick look for any questions. Does Bath have any functioning bathhouses? I believe it does. Favourite ice cream flavour? Oh. I'm someone who needs combination. But if you were going to offer me one flavour right now, oh my god, I'm going through them all. Vanilla's nice, but vanilla complements other stuff. Chocolate's great, but it can be quite full on. Caramel can be great. I mean, to be honest, cookie dough is pretty banging, but the fudge brownie's good as well. But I think strawberry's quite refreshing. I'm going to go with strawberry. That was a tough question. We're going to have to do an ice cream flavour, like brackets. Or have we done that before? I don't think we've done ice cream, or have we? Let me find out. No, we have. We definitely have. Of course we did. What is the world's best ice cream? We did this the 21st of September in 2022, and it looked like this. Wow, look at that. Membership targets. We used to talk about that. Look at this. This was my studio. And yeah, I think it ended up being between cookie dough and cookie dough. Yeah, this is the final. Cookies and cream or cookie dough. And cookie dough won. God, look at that branding. Look at that branding. How far we've come, people. How far we've come. All because of you and your amazing support. Let's have a quick look. Favourite vacation spot? Oh, that's a really good question. That's a really good question. I've not been on a proper like beach vacation or that for ages. I used to love the Lara Resort in Antalya, Turkey. And I think it's because it's the only time I've ever been at an ultra-inclusive. Is it called ultra-inclusive, where it's alcohol as well? And the idea that you could spend 2 weeks at a hotel where you literally don't have to think about anything. Like, you don't technically need a wallet with you because everything's taken care of. That was pretty amazing. And I think now in adulthood, I would appreciate that a lot more. The idea of just switching off and being completely disconnected. There are places that I've always wanted to go, though, like Thailand and things like that. Hey Trixie, welcome. Hope you're doing good. Right at the end of the show, we're wrapping up in a minute. Am I late? No one's late. You turn up when you want to. You turn up when you want to. Jon Stewart does the news YouTube channel. I mean, Jon Stewart does TV and Comedy Central, but it is posted entirely on YouTube now, his sections, which is great. Pistachio, people said, mint chocolate chip, cookie dough, mint chocolate chip, all this stuff. Salted caramel, I love it. Maple walnut. Yeah, everyone's saying we've done it. Yeah, that's what we've just gone through. So I'm just playing catch up with the chat. Pistachio, a lot of pistachio. Good evening, Solid Fritz. Hope you're doing good, man. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Cape Town. It's going to be good. That's cool. All right, people. It is the top of the hour. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's been tuning in. For those that are wondering, like, this was a bit of a chill one. Last Wednesday of the month, so it is just a Q&A. So if there's questions that you have for me that I didn't answer, we can always talk about it next time. Oh, one more question. After teal, what's your favourite colour? I love black. And do you know what? It sounds like a potentially racist thing to say, but whenever I was growing up as a kid and I was like, most of my wardrobe is black, like black is my favourite colour. People are like, black's technically not a colour because it's like the absence of like colour because of like how like light reflects. I thought that is such bullshit. Black's an awesome colour, and I'm all for it. Whereas like white is like all colour on the spectrum, isn't it? Isn't that what it is? So it's like, yeah, they cancel each other out. Like, some people say black and white aren't colours. They're like, you know, when they say what's your favourite colour, it's like not black, not white, but everything in between. But black would be mine. If not teal, if not black, it's blue. But there we go. Anyway, people, I am going to wrap up there. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Do head on over now to our Discord. I am going to log on there. I mean, I work on Discord on a different server, of course, with Impact Reality. But yeah, head on over there. Enter the voice chat. I'm going to post all the Bath and Oxford things in the main channel. Yeah, I'll be there for like 9 minutes now, just before I get on with my work and stuff. So want to say a massive thank you, everyone. So yeah, thank you. And there we go. Black's great. It's great. Goes with everything. All that. Okay, people. I keep saying hello, people. Have a good one. And question, when is Flat Out coming out? In the future, my friend. At some point in the future. Have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll see you guys on Discord, and have a wonderful rest of your January. Love, respect, empathy, and adios. Till next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
I saw you on the road. I was chasing sunsets all alone. The darkness faded, painting goodbye big sky. Far away but dreaming of your ocean eyes.
I know what you're thinking. Did it freeze? No, it didn't freeze. I just accidentally pressed a button and it paused the animation. But I'm still here. All right, I've only got 5 minutes on Discord, so I'm heading over to voice chat now. I will see you there in a minute. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye-bye.